What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining Paul and myself back. Today on Ditch Panda Bass Fishing, we have a public service announcement for you guys.
We do.
This is going to be something a little different.
Yeah, and we've got video to show you kind of what we're talking about, too.
Quite frankly, I'm over it.
Yeah. I think I say in the video coming up that, like, I've never had worse etiquette on a lake than I have on this lake and it was like over the course of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've never had incidents like this.
Not this bad. And there's other stuff we're going to talk about too.
Sure.
But we're going to talk fishing etiquette. Let's get into it. That's a dadgum ditch panda. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
We're talking about being respectful. And I'm not only talking about being respectful to other fishermen in different boats. There are some things that we should talk about that involve people on the same boat.
Sure.
Yeah. But let's start off with other people and other people's boats.
Yeah.
In regards to the boat that you're on.
Yeah.
People need to hear this. There's not a lot of videos on it.
No.
Someone has to give people some knowledge. Because I don't know if it's like, whenever this stuff happens to us, and I'm 100% has happened to you guys if you're on a boat in a lake somewhere fishing.
Of course.
You guys know what we're talking about. I don't understand if they don't realize what's happening, and they don't realize that it's like disrespectful to bank jump somebody.
Yeah.
Or do a couple other things, or they just don't care.
Well, it happens in tournaments a bunch. And in tournament situations where it's like every man for themselves, they're trying to catch the biggest bag, they're doing this and that, it happens on smaller bodies of water.
On some bodies of water, especially in tournaments, you can't get away from
it. It can't be helped.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just parking next to the next dude. You
Yeah.
guys are having dinner, you guys are having drinks, you're might hopefully catching some fish, but it may not, like he said, might not be avoidable. We're not talking about that. We're talking about fun fishing. We're talking about being out on the lake. And
I'm talking about there being 3 boats on the lake.
Yeah. And apparently, they all want to be really close to us.
Yeah.
You know.
So we're talking, obviously the first thing we're talking about is bank jumping. That's the first etiquette thing we want to talk about.
Right.
What is bank jumping?
Okay.
You're fishing, running down bank. You're fishing bank. You're moving in this direction, like this. Someone over here that either is just pulling into this creek arm or this cove you're in, or in the instance of the video I think we have, on the other side.
On the other side, the complete other side.
Going the complete opposite direction, wants to just bomb over 50 yards in front of us and just start fishing.
Right. Because they saw us
catching fish.
Getting close to an area that apparently he eventually wanted to fish. And maybe at the time that he started in this particular bay, because it's very large, I'll show it to you right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a Google map of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. I will point out where we were. I will point out where he was and where he ended up, so that it makes perfect sense to everybody. Okay. Now, I'm guessing he wanted to go fish that particular area at some point during the day.
Thought that no one else was going to be in there fishing.
He assumed he was the only guy that wanted to fish that particular bay. And when he saw us pull in, now what's interesting is, and I think we got this in the video, when we pull in, there was 2 other boats. He was on the complete opposite side of the bay, and then we had a dude in another Ranger that was fishing the bank that we wanted to fish. However, he was coming out, and we were going in. And we looked at him and said, "Hey man, you're fishing out?" He said, "Yes." All right, cool. So in that sense,
perfectly acceptable.
Going behind the dude and fishing the opposite direction is perfectly acceptable, because he's already fished that water. He's not he's not planning on turning around. And let me tell you something. If he would have said, "Hey, I was thinking about turning around and going back," you got it, dude.
Yeah, you're making
no
a pass.
problem.
We out, dog.
There's plenty of fishable water.
Yeah.
Okay? But it was just a simple, "Hey, are you going in or are you going out? Yeah, cool, perfect, thank you. So we dip behind him. We start fishing, and out of the blue, this dude, and you'll never forget it because it was red, right? The boat was red. He had a red 100-mile-an-hour BPS suit to match his nitro.
Thing's caked up.
Look at this guy jumping us. That's fucking hilarious. Wow. We're gonna catch fish right in front of you, dog.
I can't wait.
Right in front of you. Got this whole lake.
He was on the other side of the lake, mind you.
Dude, that's the second time that's happened to me in a week.
I gotta come right through these freaking toolies here.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're amazing, dude. I love you. With your 200-mile-an-hour suit.
Seriously?
From BPS. So dope.
Here it comes.
And here it comes. And we're not talking, we're talking making wake.
Yeah. He like got up on pad.
Yeah. Which you can't do.
Which you can't do with that lake because it has a speed limit.
And just rips over this corner, and it was about, I would say, 50 to 75 yards in front of us.
Yeah.
Right. Powers down.
It parks.
Powers down, throws the trolling motor, and just sits there.
Yeah.
And so we thought, okay, maybe he was fishing a bed.
Maybe he had a bed.
I think Cody actually said it in the video. I think maybe he was checking a bed. I'm like, well, he just blew it out because he came in at 50. So he rolls up to the spot, nose in, turns to go the same direction we're going, kind of paralleling us on the bank or whatever, if you want to call it that. He fishes for literally
5 minutes?
20 yards.
Yeah.
Turns and rips out of there.
Yeah.
As fast as he came in, just blows the whole section out.
Yeah.
And of course he didn't catch a fish.
You gonna lead before we catch one behind you, bro? I'll follow you all day, son. Just had to get that stretch in, huh? This one little stretch.
Probably a bed over there or something. We know there's a bed over there.
He didn't go that far, though.
Mm-mm.
He just went right down this little stretch right here. That was it.
Yeah, I don't really know what he was doing.
You know, the deal is, you gotta understand the situation.
You gotta be paying attention. You gotta be courteous.
I mean,
this is just one occasion. This is one that happened
incident.
recently, so it's recent in our brain.
Right.
That this happened.
The other one happened the week before. It was me and my dad on the boat. We were at the same exact lake, almost in the same exact spot, different part of this bay, a little cut in the bay. So we're fishing, again, I'll show you a Google map right here. The dude was fishing behind us. So we came into the bay first, this little cut. It was the same spot that me and Cody fished the week after, and we started in the same area.
Yeah.
So we're going down the bank, there's some rock transition into tulies, start fishing the tulies, nothing going on. We're turning to get out of the tulies and kind of go back up this bank, and this dude shoots directly across, right in front of us, and starts fishing. I've got some footage on that one too. I don't know if I have the boat on footage, but I have me talking a bunch of smack.
Yeah.
So.
Told you I'd catch fish behind him.
I have a real issue with this. I know Cody does, and a lot of people do. Like, you have an entire lake to fish.
Yeah.
For you to cut me off to fish 20 feet of bank and leave is not only disrespectful, it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
There's plenty to fish. So this deal, and I'll wrap this up real quick on this section. He takes off across. There's and hopefully it shows it on the map. There was some Thule, what we referred to as Thule Islands. There was some offshore Thule spots that ended up being the pattern that day, and the week that we fished. The pattern was not on the bank anyway.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny. It clued me in on the first fish I caught, which was over 4, and then I followed up catching a fish right behind this dude on a Thule island that he rolled right past. And you'll hear my dad saying some stuff. I'll probably have to beep it out. But he was like, we're never going to be able to, you know, we're going to be fishing water that's already been thrown on. I go, I don't care. I'll fish. I'll catch fish behind people all day. And that sounds cocky, but I caught a 4-pounder right there.
I wish he was still here. So I could show him I don't give a f about people cutting us off.
And I wish that dude was still there because I would have showed it to him. I was looking for him. I wanted to show it to him. You know, the thing is, man, like, there's so much water to fish.
4-1. Yeah. I'll fish behind people all day, baby. Yeah. Nice fish.
You don't have to be a jerk.
No.
You know, find your own water. And you know what? If we fish, I have no problem. We have no problem fishing behind people. I'll fish behind people all day.
It's not about fishing behind somebody.
So if someone already got there, don't cut them off. Let them do your thing.
Yeah.
You know, and then go and fish what you were going to fish with whatever you were going to fish with.
Yeah.
Or come back later. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's bananas. This has happened twice in 2 weeks. It happened twice in 2 weeks on that particular lake. And I've never had this happen before on another lake. We fished plenty of lakes. I've never had it happen to that extent.
To that extent, yeah.
Okay. We fished tournament. Dudes are going to hop bank. That's just the way it is, man.
Yeah.
They're trying to catch fish. We get it.
Super
but you know what?
Let's talk about what is an acceptable, like, how far you need to be away before you pull up on a bank that someone's running.
Yeah. Like if you're going to cut them off?
Yeah. I'm like, line of sight, bud. If I can see you, you're too close. If this is a mile of perfectly straight bank, better luck next time, man. Get behind me.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, like, if you're a few hundred yards, I feel like you're good.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to take most anglers a solid half hour to fish that, probably.
Yeah.
So you're gonna end up in a spot where they fished 20 minutes or a half hour ago. Those fish are reset by then.
9 times out of 10, though,
fish there.
on any given lake, like if you're gonna go on a certain bank that some guy's fishing, you can just go around a point and start fishing on the other side of that point.
Sure. Yeah.
Like,
absolutely. Do we want to talk about the other one that we ran into, like where the dudes came up?
That was another thing I had on my list.
Okay, well go ahead. Why don't you tell that one? We will show that video because it is amazing. Because I am answering questions while I'm catching the fish, which I think is just outstanding. That people decide that they want to ask questions.
The next piece of fishing etiquette.
Yes.
You shouldn't be pulling up to people that are catching fish and asking them 4 million questions about how they catch fish.
While they're catching the fish. Now, to be fair, apparently we're the only ones catching fish.
Ever on that lake.
No. To be fair, these cats, so it was a very short creek arm. I wouldn't even call it creek arm. It was just an arm off the main lake.
Yeah.
It was
100 yards long, maybe.
Yeah, it was very short. It was
Thin.
It was pretty close quarters. If you were in the middle, if you were on one side of it, you could cast to the other side.
100%.
Because I was doing that while we were going down.
You could flip to it almost.
Right. And obviously it came to a point at the end. Well, I knew because I'd been fishing this lake a few times over the last few weeks that there was beds back there. And I knew that there was fish back there. So we fished back there. The day before, you caught a nice fish, right before all that, right, on a bed. Well, we didn't know it was on the bed at the time, but we figured it was just being aggressive. Yeah. We get back there, immediately Cody catches a fish. All right, good sized fish, about 3.
Yeah, I don't remember.
2.5, 3 pounder, somewhere in there. And these dudes had showed up.
Yeah.
They were going to fish down until they saw us.
Yeah, and then they hung out there, which was very weird. They were like behind us, which is fine, but in such a small area, it felt weird because we were almost blocked in, basically.
Yeah, they had blocked us in, like, but they were between us and the main lake.
Yeah.
And again, not a very large area.
No, like blocked in, like effectively blocked in.
Mm-hmm. So he catches his fish, they watch it. He sits down to retie.
Yep.
And I had seen fish pretty shallow. I throw in, set the hook on another fish. And I hear the dude say, "Holy shit, they caught another fish." That's what he says.
Yeah.
Verbatim. I'll bleep it out, I promise.
Got him?
Yeah. There's another one back there too.
Okay.
If you're interested.
Nah, man, I was thinking nah.
Look at. Drop shot.
Drop shot?
Yeah.
How far is the weight below the lure?
About 2 feet.
How deep are they?
About 12, 15 feet. Some of them close. You want me to catch them for you too?
I don't think he's going to keep.
Huh?
I don't think he's going to help, is he?
Nah, he's not.
And then he starts rapid firing questions at me,
Yeah.
essentially, because he wanted to know what I was catching these fish on.
He's like, "What are you guys throwing?" Paul says drop shot. He's like, "No shit. How long's your leader? Like, what kind of line you using?" I'm sitting there and I'm like, "Are you serious, guy?
How far is the weight from your hook?"
Yeah.
I started making stuff up. I'll be honest with you. I said 3 feet. I
Yeah,
think.
2 feet.
You'll see the video. I said 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah, 2 feet.
Drop shot. I was gonna say I was fishing shrimp, but I mean, it was just like, it was the craziest thing. He wanted to say we were catching them on a bobber and worms, which I thought would have been amazing, but I was trying to catch a fish at the time. And listen, guys, there is plenty of time for questions and answers after the fish is netted or in the boat. If you really have the audacity.
Look, I'm all about helping people.
Sure,
okay?
absolutely. I mean, that's why we do the channel, of course.
On and off the water.
100%.
Specifically off the water.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have a problem with, like, on our way out, if he's like, "Hey, man, like, if you don't mind me asking, like, where are you guys throwing?" And if we're like, "Drop shot," cool. I do have a problem if you want to know every single detail.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of line are you using? How far is the weight from your hook? What size hook? I'm not giving you that, bud. Like,
it was.
figure it out. Are you fishing or not?
Yeah. I think I didn't say it loud enough for him to hear. I was like, "You want me to catch it for you too?"
Yeah. What are we gonna do? Do you want us to just throw it? We net it and throw it in your boat?
There's a way. Again, like to Cody's point, there's a way to ask questions. Hey, if you don't mind me asking, what is working for you guys today?
Yeah.
That is an acceptable question to ask.
Yeah.
I have no problem. Hey, I will chop it up with dudes, no problem, while we're fishing. If they're close enough and they asking questions or we're going back and forth, I have no problem doing it here as Cody. But in the throes of a fish catch, and these dudes are just blasting questions rapid fire. It was amazing, and you guys will see it in the video. God love you, my man, but damn, like,
Too many questions.
yeah, okay, save the questions for the end.
Please save all your questions till the end.
Yeah. But that was.
Don't do it. You make yourself look. I mean, you just.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, man?
I mean, it gets to the point where it's just like, man, like. I mean.
Should you really be in charge of that boat?
Yeah.
You know, that's how I feel. I'm like, who told you could hold that fishing rod?
Yeah.
Like. Next thing I want to talk about, I think this is the last thing that I can think of right now for this public service announcement, and that is, like, etiquette when on the boat with somebody else. Like, if you're fishing in the back of someone's boat, don't make a cast over the head of the guy in the front of the boat.
Yeah, there's definitely...
Not good.
Yeah. if the dude on the front of the boat is running the boat, okay, so if he gets hit with a weight, you're gonna have to reevaluate what you're doing, you know. Yeah, don't throw over me.
Don't throw over me.
There is, okay, so if I'm on the front of the boat, which I'm, you know, generally speaking, I'm running the boat a bunch at least now. I mean, Cody takes over quite a bit too, but like I'm fishing with my dad, I'm running the boat exclusively, right?
Yeah.
So, in any case, like, unless you say, hey, there's a fish right here, or there's a bed right here, like throwing parallel of the boat, like throwing up the boat, like we're getting there anyway.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna get, naturally that boat is moving that direction, right? So if you can just wait until you have hey, if you're throwing crankbaits, you're gonna be throwing ahead of the boat, but at an angle.
Yeah.
Not directly down the center of the boat. You can't do that.
Line
it doesn't work.
Tangle in your ear.
Line's getting tangled in the ear. I'm definitely going to run it over the trolling motor.
Yeah.
Because I want to.
Yeah.
Now it's a game.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, my trolling motor will take it. You know, holler at the Lowrance Ghost. You got to kind of pick your battles, right?
Yeah.
If you want to come fish up front, come fish up front. I got
Yeah.
no problem with that.
Plenty of room, bud.
There's plenty of room. So you got to be. It's again. It comes down to. It comes down to understanding your situation, understanding the situation, being situationally aware of what's happening around you.
Two of you on the boat, you're fishing up front. If somebody has maybe just caught a fish or let him go, and anything that's going to get them to like the side of the boat and like focus on something else, and you're going to hit that trolling motor on full power in a certain direction, you should let the other dude know.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you, that Lowrance Ghost on high, pointed in all the way in one direction, it's going to put you overboard.
It'll dump you both.
Yeah.
It'll dump you both.
That's something that bothers me with people all the time. Like, I'll be fishing and then just make a... I'm like, yo, dude, like, I don't want to get wet today.
Right.
And if I get wet, you're going in too.
Yeah. Another thing too, man, if you guys are both fishing on the front and one of them hooks up, put that person in the best possible situation to catch that fish.
Yeah.
Meaning, you know, I mean, I'm all for continuing to fish when one person's hooked up until you see the fish and you decide right there, and this comes with time, fishing with your partner, right?
Yeah.
You decide, wow, that fish is probably nettable. Okay.
If you're on spinning tackle, they're almost all nettable.
Yeah, you got to be, exactly. So otherwise, you got to make a choice, and most of the time, the angler that's hooked up is going to say, "Hey, man, I need the net." Cool. Drop your stuff. Go grab the net. Get in a position where you can get to them. If all the new boats have trolling motors, you can hit spot lock. Hit spot lock.
Yeah.
You know, some situations you can't do that because the fish is moving and you're playing the fish, but help that dude out.
Yeah.
If he's catching the fish, run the trolling motor.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason why you can't learn. If you don't, if you're not familiar with the boat like that person is, ask them to teach you. I guarantee they will, because they don't always want to run the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, every now and then it's kind of nice to like not run the boat.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Agreed.
So, anyway, that's a good one.
Well, that's all I got for
hope-
this. I'm sure there'll be another update fishing etiquette video.
Yeah,
Someone else is gonna make me mad pretty soon. I have a feeling.
Yeah. So we'll add on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a little bit longer than we thought, but it's kind of a fun video too. It's fun because it's like it's almost laughable, some of the stuff. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that is unreal. But I'm sure all you guys have experienced
My
it.
father-in-law will go to your boat. If you bank jump him, he will go to your boat.
Yeah. If you ever see a big, long, gray-haired beard dude that looks like ZZ Top and probably seen some stuff, don't jump that guy's bank.
Don't jump his bank, dude.
So I'm not stopping him.
Me either, man. I'm just
We'll
gonna
turn the GoPro off.
I'm just gonna cast out my drop shot. and have a drink.
Yep.
If you haven't done so already, guys, subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the video. Hit the ding. Leave a comment below. Let us know what your guys'
Yeah, we want to hear
some of your stories
I
of
wanna
getting
hear your
bank
stories.
jumped, of getting casted over,
For
getting
sure.
thrown off by a trolling motor,
Yeah.
having some guy stab your fish with the net and bust them off. That's my favorite. I like that too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I've had some close ones, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fish do
Yeah.
some weird stuff when they're getting close to the boat.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways, guys, if you're looking for beef jerky, Bagable.com, @Bagable on Instagram. All 6 flavors are phenomenal. DP10,
right there.
get you 10% off at checkout. All orders are $50. Free shipping. Go check it out. Best beef jerky in the universe. You won't be disappointed. On that note, be a respectful angler, and we're out.